It is a beautiful early summer day in High Park, Toronto. I'm at a very still section of Grenadier Pond, and today I'm going to be making an Ecosphere jar. An ecosphere is a closed ecological system. It contains living organisms and their environment, and it sustains itself with its own carbon cycle and food web. It contains plants that turn carbon dioxide and water into food energy, and oxygen using sunlight. It also contains animals and microbes that eat the plants, and eat each other's waste, and eat each other. And they breathe in the oxygen that the plants produce and breathe out carbon dioxide, which then feeds the plants, completing the cycle. In fact, the whole planet Earth is an ecosphere. But the kind I'm creating is a small one in a 2-liter jar. An ecosphere aquarium. I took a sample from the dense emergent zone of marsh on the shore of Grenadier Pond in High Park. I gathered some water, aquatic plants, and silt from the bottom at a still section of the pond where the water was covered in plant life. I put all that into a big jar with some granite pebbles on the bottom to help create surfaces for microbes to live. I also added a little distilled water, but not much, just to top it up, and I put in an interesting bit of fossiliferous limestone that was once coral, which was covered in wrinkles. That might provide good surfaces for microbes and could give shelled creatures like snails a good source of calcium, to prevent them from eating each other just for the shells. I hope that the limestone will help regulate the acidity of the water too. I also added some small spruce cones from trees growing near the pond, to help with the alkalinity. I'm not good at chemistry, but I heard that a few evergreen cones are a good addition to freshwater aquaria to regulate the pH levels. And here's the result. And this is the Ecosphere jar, completed on day 1. You can see that it's beginning to settle, and some of the weeds are starting to show up out of the murk. If we look very closely, you might be able to see some little creatures moving around, but I don't know if we're going to be able to see them without a macro lens or a microscope.